Good afternoon, folks. So I just want to tell you a quick story about something that I went through this week with. Well, it's really been ongoing. It's something that goes back to March and really even goes back further than that. Let's see. Let me try to lay this out in chronological order as how it happened to me. So I lost my wallet at the end of the month of May, and a week or two later, I got a visit from the Epping Police Department that said my wallet had been found at Market Basket. So I called Market Basket in Stratham, where my wallet was found, and they told me that it had been brought to the Stratham Police Department. So I went to the Stratham PD to retrieve my wallet, and when I did, there was no driver's license in it. And so anyways, I get my wallet back and no idea what had happened to my license. And figured, well, at some point I'll just get a duplicate. And I finally broke down, because nobody likes to, anyone that goes to the DMV knows that it's a total killer of your day. You're looking at spending hours depending on what time you get there. I went there on Monday, and sure enough, the line was out the door. I'm like, okay, I'll come back tomorrow morning. So Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock, I was back there. And after waiting in line for about an hour, it was my turn, so I went up to get a duplicate license, and they're like, oh, we have you under suspension. I was instantly very, very agitated because I had been suspended in March. I got pulled over at 4:30 in the morning for going through a very fast red light on a road that had no cars in a speed trap. I got pulled over and found out that I was suspended then, and I was arrested. My vehicle was towed, and after a total of about $500 later, my license was given back. I had to go back to the police station, pick up my license after I took care of all my charges, and so long story short, it cost me like $500 for everything. So then, fast forward back to I lost my wallet, and now I'm being told again that I'm under suspension. I haven't been pulled over, and this time nothing different's happened. So I get on the phone with Concord DMV, and after about, I don't know, maybe about a half an hour being on hold with them, they're like, well, we have you suspended because the state of Massachusetts says you're suspended. And I'm like, okay. So they give me a reference number, and I call Massachusetts. And Massachusetts says, well, we have you suspended going back because the state of New Hampshire had you suspended. So let me basically lay this out for you. The state of New Hampshire suspended my license. Because New Hampshire suspended my license, Massachusetts goes ahead and suspends my license as well. I straightened out New Hampshire. The news that my suspension is straightened out with New Hampshire doesn't get to Massachusetts. So Massachusetts keeps me suspended. New Hampshire, they must have ran my license when they found my wallet. They're like, oh, look, Massachusetts hasn't suspended. Let's suspend them again. So there's this situation of like these states that are just like chasing their tail, and even if it doesn't cost me money in the long run, it costs me time. It's time I can't get back. Time is money. So they're still robbing me. And this is just another case of, prosecution of victimless crimes as a source of revenue generation to justify the police even being here. Okay? Taxation's theft, and road piracy is theft. Take it a step further. I want to really talk about not only just the corruption in the police and the harm that the system does to thousands and thousands of people that are just like me that, really haven't done anything to anybody. I sat at Redbox in my town one day, and I overheard a conversation over my left shoulder. One gentleman says to the other gentleman, are you going to keep me busy tonight? And he goes, hopefully. We're set up down the road, and as I turned to look, there was a Brentwood police officer. Brentwood's the town that arrested me for being suspended. A Brentwood police officer walking into Walgreens. That's where it was. Sorry for the brain lapse there. So basically, these guys, they're keeping each other in business. They're on first name basis. Are you going to keep me busy tonight? It's a racket. Flat out, it's a racket. It was Morgan's Towing. Yeah, these people, it's just legal to steal from people, and you can't fight them. You can't argue with them because you end up like that woman that felt like she had enough, and she's sick of being brought to heel by this system. Like Lavoy Finnegum was sick of being brought to heel by this system. But that's what happens. You either live on your knees like the rest of you, or you die on your feet like Lavoy or Corinne Gaines.